will hear you have returned. After all this time, it is finally here. The Unholy Trinity. Stay a while, and I'll make me to the fear.
Go.
What's cracking, peeps? It's Jax, and welcome back to Faith. It has been some time. How long has it been since my last Faith video? The trailer reaction? That was on the 27th of September last year. I think a lot of people thought that the trailer was dropping, that the game was dropping on September 21st of last year, let alone September 21st of this year. However, what we did get was we finally got a release date, guys. We got a release date of October 21st, 2022. So in a month, this video will probably come out probably a week before the game. There is a trailer that I didn't really watch properly on Twitter, but I did hear about it. We're going to watch it, we're going to have a quick sort of reaction to it, and then I'm just going to recap Faith, sort of what happened, to catch you guys up and do a few predictions as well. Hopefully the video won't be too long. Let's find out. But I love it. Oh, gotta love Father Garcia. Sorry, my camera's just acting weird in my cutout. Oh, it's got a beat. Always remember, Gary loves you. Okay. Oh, well, there's some guy with some. Honey, I'm trying to watch the thing. The cat. You can't go out. I told you. No going out.
I had wanted to go out, but I said no.
God, I love the pixel, like the retro. Oh, who's the guy with the glasses? At least they look like glasses anyway. I want to see. Hang on. It doesn't give you a lot at all, to be fair. Like, we can't really gauge much from this, which is good because I didn't really want this video to be too long. I just want to see the quick screenshots. I've got to say, airdorf is the master of like building up sort of hype and suspense with the trailers they drop. They're proper like classic horror sort of trailers and stuff. So I got props to airdorf, man. He's really good. Right, so we got some. Oh, look, so we got Father Garcia here. We're taking out some cult members, probably in their lair. This is probably maybe after you get dropped down the hole that was in that apartment that one time in chapter 3. Maybe this is underneath the apartment. That's going to bring back Malthus or the Unspeakable. And John saying, "No, I'm not having any of that. I got my orange cross with me." And then who is this chap? Is this Gary? I mean, he's got some nice pair of glasses on him. Is that him, or is that some other cult fellow? And then something's happening. I don't know what exactly is happening to John here, but this is definitely a Mortis moment if I've ever seen it. And then and then it's John's transformation, just like Amy. That's his fear. That's his fear. So, okay. Just to recap sort of very quickly, and if you guys want like a more detailed breakdown, I recommend going to see all of these videos that I have done on Faith. Go and rewatch them. They give you detailed breakdown of each of the chapters and some of the characters. But in essence, so Faith chapter 1, it's about John Ward, who may or may not be a pastor, a man of the cloth, if you will. He went back to a house that he originally went to with Father Allred, who was they were there to perform an exorcism on Amy, and things went sort of awry at that time because things didn't end well. Father Allred was, I think, strangled to death by Amy, or the demon within Amy. I think they also killed her parents, so her parents died, and John just managed to get away with his life, and he ran hard. John was then admitted to a psychiatric ward. He also, like, there is a large cult. Like, I'm talking about this for people who might be brand new to this, even though I don't know why, because if you're brand new to this, you're probably not watching this video. Anyway, so obviously this large cult are involved and are trying to bring about demons, and they're controlling they control a large part of the world. There's some speculation that we had that they might control the church as well. They're certainly involved in sort of like getting to John. There's a lot that they want to play around with John specifically, and Faith chapter 2, that plays a lot into Faith chapter 2. So in Faith chapter 1, John goes back to the house to sort of get closure, if you like, and to see if Amy's even there. He goes back, and he goes back a year to the day after the events of what happened with Father Allred and the exorcism, or the failed exorcism. But as John, you essentially try and exorcise the demon from Amy, and unfortunately it doesn't work. We're not 100% sure, but I'm like pretty sure that she dies. So she's not, despite seeing a flash, like something in chapter 2, like a sort of a flash of Amy being alive in chapter 2, again, because chapter 2 in essence is a nightmare. That's why I think it's okay for us to have seen Amy in chapter 2, because she wasn't actually there. So Amy should, in my eyes, be dead. I can't remember exactly that. It has been a while, guys. So I'm just, at this moment, this is very organic. This is not scripted or anything, as you can probably guess. What you also see in chapter 1 is Father Garcia, only very briefly, is a sort of grey, that's his colour. Every character has a colour. The grey fellow, and you also see this demonic white creature attacking you. And we later find out that is, what's this? I've forgotten the kid's name. The story of Michael, so Michael Dave is one of the demons who was in Father Garcia's care after he had become a demon, unfortunately, again at the hands of the cult, I think, unfortunately for him, and he escapes Father Garcia's care, and that's when you see he escapes into the forest of chapter 1, and that's where you see the grey character. He's actually looking Michael to try and retrieve him, because he wants to try and save him. Unfortunately, he isn't able to do that, and I believe it was in the canonical ending is that Michael gets run over by a truck that has airdorf written on it, funny enough. So he is also dead. So Faith chapter 1 is Amy and her death, and then Faith chapter 2 is a nightmare in which John learns about the Snake Meadow Hill Church and airdorf. You hit the nail on the head with this vid. Chapter 2 is all about John processing the guilt he feels for what happened to Amy. So I, in essence, in this video, talked about how Faith chapter 2 is a nightmare, it is a dream, and as well as me saying none of it happened, that's not necessarily true. I think what sort of happened was that the cult were able to sort of provide those nightmares, or sort of show John what the cult are like, because in chapter 2 it was all about Snake Meadow Hill Church, and it was the story of this nun and what happened to a bunch of children in this church, as well as like a camera crew that went exploring. So a lot of cult things happened in this church. But the end of the sort of nightmare led to Father Garcia. This cat trying to get out of the cat flap when it's past her bedtime is driving me insane. I think in essence it's kind of almost like a showcase from the cult to say to John, look, this is what we can do. Be afraid, like be fearful. And obviously it's also about John dealing with his guilt because he failed to save Amy in the original exorcism, and he also failed to save her when he came back in chapter 1. Now chapter 3, which is what we're about to see when the game drops, this is what everyone wants to know. What's chapter 3 going to be about? Now we played the demo, and of course it's in the famous apartment buildings where Gary lives and where he's recruited all of his minions, all of his cult people. They're trying to release the unspeakable demon. There is the Malthus, and there's 2 separate demons, if I remember rightly. There is 2 women. I think one's called Tiffany, and I can't remember the other one. Lisa. There we go. Right, so I feel like I've got the name Tiffany in my head. If you guys will remember better than I will. But Lisa gets possessed by a demon. Not sure if it's Malthus or not. I can't remember. Then there's also Tiffany, who I think is like an avid follower of Gary's as well, and who also lives in the building. Lisa gets possessed, and then we save her, and then we see Gary at the end of this. So I'm not sure at what point in chapter 3 this actually takes place. I'm kind of curious to know if this part, the part that we played in the demo, is actually like a main part of, is it actually a part of the actual full game, or if it's like an out of context snippet of what chapter 3 is going to be about, you know? Like, will this bit with Lisa even take place? I'm not so sure. But what essentially, from the trailers that we've seen and stuff like that, John's going to go back to the psychiatric ward for one reason or another, or it's either that or the abortion clinic that Amy worked at. He's going to go to one of them 2 places. I can't remember exactly. Remember in the reaction trailer we saw like a hospital area of some sort. So he's going back to one of them 2 places. I think we'll at least see them. We'll also see some flashbacks as well, because we know that we see Amy in the trailer as well. So we'll definitely see some flashbacks. The apartment building is where the main crux of the game is going to take place. Like, that's going to be the main focus, or like at least the final area of the game, because obviously that's where like the seals are, that's where the demons are, that's where the demo showed us. So the apartment building might be the final area that John ends up going to. And obviously what's going to happen is it's going to be him and Father Garcia are going to try and fight the demon. I reckon Father Garcia will die. I reckon Father Garcia will definitely perish at some point. There will probably be a moment where John is trying to getting possessed, and it might be John actually that kills Father Garcia. That could be pretty cool, because he gets possessed, and then after realizing what he's done, he then unpossesses himself somehow, and then beats the demons and stuff like that. But it's what it's all about. It's like it's not just beating the demons, it's beating his demons. So it's a redemption story for him in itself. I do hope that we get a few more answers, because things aren't always quite clear, and we kind of have to work them out for ourselves. But I guess that's part of it, and it's part of the fun as well. So those are my predictions and thoughts for chapter 3. It comes out on the 21st, which is a Friday. I'm going to hope to stream it at some point across that weekend. If not on the Friday, I want to stream it on the Saturday or the Sunday. Fingers crossed anyway. I'm going to try and stream it. If not, I'll be recording loads of it, and I'm going to try and get it out quick time for you guys. For anyone that's still interested, because I know this is it's been a while. The first understanding the game video I did of Faith was like 2 years ago now, which is crazy to think. But thank you to you guys that keep commenting about it as well, and it's still one of my highest viewed videos, so I appreciate it. I do. Let me know what you think is going to happen in Faith Chapter 3, and are you pre-ordering the game? Can you pre-order it? I don't know. Do I need to buy it? I swear I've already bought the Unholy Trinity. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button for me, guys, because it really does help me out. And if you are new here, do feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and check out some of the other videos I've got going on, because you never know, you just might like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and of course, I will see you in the next video.